This is my first garden. Welcome to my garden. It's not very big, but I get a lot out of it. These are my garlics. I planted these in the fall. Oh, hi Luke. This is Luke the dog. And my little dog. He's a good boy. So these are my garlics that I planted in the fall. They're doing really good. Should harvest them in the summer. I've got some cucumbers growing up there and some volunteer borage, because I had borage here last year. I've been picking out borage. These are my Echinacea. I planted these last year as well, and they came back, so I'm very excited about that. And I'm hiding my poor cauliflower from the cabbage moths, because they've just eaten crazy. I also have slug problems, so I put a little sluggo on there, all over everywhere. Slugs are a big problem in the Northwest. Okay, so then I have onions. These are yellow. Over here is my red onions. And in these bins I have my potatoes. There's those and those. Those are, they're getting so big, they're pushing the straw up. The straw mulch. That's so funny. And my broccolis, also trying to save them from the bugs. And my radishes, which we actually have already harvested a couple of them, but they're getting there. They're ready. Can start making them into dinner soon. And my peas. Lovely little pea. Look, it's already grabbing. Good job, little pea. Good job. These are my strawberries, which we're starting to get flowers. I don't know if you can see this. There's my flowers. Holding a camera is really awkward. I'm learning, guys. There's my other row of peas coming up. And some cabbages. Sorry about my nose. It's terrible. Sniffing all day. Okay. So over here I planted carrots twice now, and still nothing. I don't know what's going on. Different packages of seeds, so it can't be the seeds. I might come out and do some more. I planted beans here, but they're not up yet. That's okay. There are plenty of beans coming up in this row. See? Beautiful. Come on, beans. We love our fresh green beans. Over here is lettuces, which are just starting to sprout. This is my oregano. Yum. Marigold. My spinaches. Again, there's just coming up, just starting to sprout. Doesn't that look nice though? Look how healthy that looks. I'm super excited. These are kale from last year. I'm letting them go to seed just so I can see if I can save the seed. They may end up being a hybrid, which would be kind of cool. I don't really care, it's just kale. I like to chop it up and put it with my eggs in the morning. Or put it in a salad if it's baby. Baby kale is great in a salad. Hello, neighbors. The garden neighbors have come to see if I'm going to give them any snacks. Sorry, girls, I don't have any snacks for you right now. Maybe later. Here's more carrots, and I've got some turnips planted. They're not coming up yet. My poor zinnias got eaten. They were planted right here. Here's one. One little zinnia has still survived. That's going to be a strong, hardy zinnia, though. Survived the apocalypse of the slugs. My mammoth sunflowers there. The reason I grow them here is because they're going to grow up and they're going to shade the chicken run in the summer. Sorry if you can hear that, it's garbage day. It's a garbage truck. Anyway, so I also will be putting a pumpkin there and behind the sunflowers, and it's going to climb along the fence. And last year it sprawled. Actually, it was the year before, because last year was a bit of a mess. But the year before, it sprawled across both ways on the fence and provided the chickens a lot of shade, and they like to jump up and eat the leaves. So as long as I keep the fruit on this side of the fence, the fruit's fine, the fruit's safe, and the chickens get a treat. This is a Brussels sprout, again, that I left from last year, that I'm hoping to maybe get some seeds from. I like to play with saving seeds. I'm not overly serious about it. Like, I still buy seeds, but it is fun. It's fun to play with. Anyway, that is my backyard garden. In a little bit, I'll take you to the front yard, but for now, that's my backyard garden. We have this really cool fence. Everybody always asks me about my fencing and my chickens and how I keep that. So when we moved here, it's kind of a long story, but you're here for it. When we moved here, this area, this entire garden and chicken area, was surrounded by concrete. There's this concrete border all the way around. There was no fence. The only thing that was back here was the slide and swing set, which is over here now. We moved it. There was wood chips in there, but that was it. And so we're like, why would you put a concrete footer for a swing set space? I think that there may have been a building here at some point, like a shed or a garage, and that when they tore it down, they left the concrete and just filled it with wood chips to put the playground in. That makes sense, I guess. I don't know for sure. But it's perfect because we have, our fence here has a frame that runs along the bottom of that concrete footer all the way around. And that gives us protection for the chickens from digging. So like critters that might dig under the fence, they can't because of the concrete. There's no concrete in the middle to separate the chickens from the garden. So what we did is we buried chicken wire. You probably can't see that, but we dug out a bunch of the wood chips and we buried chicken wire down like a foot. It's a foot down in there. So even if they scratch and scratch and scratch, they can't get into the garden. So, oh, these are my ladies. Hey, Big Mama. How's it going? Ready for your close-up? Say hello. Say, how's it going? Don't eat my camera, please. And Felina. And Mercy. This is Penny. Say hi, Penny. And we have a special chicken over here. This is a unique breed. This is Phoebe. Say hi, Phoebe. Hi, Phoebe. How you doing? Are you trying to escape? Are you digging? She's so cute and soft. She likes being petted. She would run away if she didn't like it. See? She doesn't like it. Why are you digging? Look at you. So, see what I mean? So she tried to dig. Look. That's hilarious. Alright, we're going to have to fill that in, girl. You can't escape. You're stuck here for the long haul. Oh, and this is my compost. So, it's a bit of a mess right now. I need to put some wire around it because the chickens get into it, which is okay. It's just that it's way too spread out. It needs to be mounded up in order for it to actually heat up and do its job. So unless I come in every day and mound it back up, because the chickens will just spread it. So it's coming out the sides. Which, I mean, it still works. We still get a lot of compost from the actual wood chips being stirred up and mixed with the chicken poo. It works great. Put it on my garden. Anyway, I have to get a shovel and fill in that hole. Oh my gosh. Anybody want a bunny? Alright. So the front yard garden is a work in progress. We have our golden raspberries, which my shadow was not in the way. You could see here. Focus. We're going to get some beautiful berries. I'm so excited. I did plant some things around in this bed that aren't doing so great because of the stupid slugs. But I have replacements for them, so if they don't pull through and recover, I'll replace them. Those are eggplants. We've got some onions. There are a ton of baby marigolds coming up. They're volunteers from last year. I don't know if you can see those. They're just like, hey, here I am. These are spaghetti squash, which again, got eaten, so I may replace them. And grass. I need to weed. And that is a sunflower. It's gotten eaten a bit, but it seems to be pulling through. This is my Honeycrisp apple tree, getting beautiful flowers. They're almost done actually, so we'll find out if we have fruit soon. My shadow again. I just planted a calendula here, and I've got some Brussels sprouts, cabbages down this way. This is actually a red cabbage I'm hoping to get some seeds from. We'll see how that goes. I like to experiment with that. And then, oh, I forget the name of that. I can't remember now. And then another cabbage, again, I'm hoping to get seeds from. The wind knocked it over, so I had to put it in a cage to try to support it. And then, it's really hard to see on camera, but there's some baby dill growing up in here. See it wagging in the wind? Dill. This trellis is my daughter's crib frame, or not frame, the spring from her crib. And last year I had cherry tomatoes on it. I think I might put peas over here this year, I'm not sure. The tomatoes didn't do all that great because this strip here doesn't get that much sun. So something else like peas I think would do better here. Those are blueberries. I have 3 blueberry plants. There's one over there, one here in the middle, and one over there. And then this black arch has grapes growing up it. One grape there, one grape there. Over here I've got radishes, some kale, some more kale, different kinds, those dinosaur kale. I planted some Swiss chard over here, but it hasn't come up yet. I may have to try again. The birds might have got it. And then I've got some lettuce. And I've been putting calendulas everywhere, so hopefully I'll have flowers all over my garden this summer. These are bok choy, which are great in stir fry. We loved them last year. Lots of baby volunteer radishes from last year. More calendula. I don't have anything here yet, waiting for warmer temperatures. This is the kids' garden, which we just planted a bunch of flowers in, and it's got some things coming back from last year, so we're super excited about that, including this giant celery. There's Annalise. So over here is where we'll have our tomatoes. I don't know what I'm going to put on this trellis yet. I have it listed as peas, I think, over here, specifically peas for the chickens. So I have peas that I grew last year from the chickens' food, and I grew them just for the chickens. So I might do that again this year. We'll see.
Wait, what now?
Do you remember the chicken peas?
Yeah.
I don't know exactly what kind of peas they are, but I bought them as chicken food, like specifically packaged as chicken food. And then last year I grew some for the chickens in the backyard, and they really liked it. So I might grow more this year. We'll see. I don't know. I don't know.
Maybe a fungus or moss.
Oh yeah, or weed. I put some sunflowers in here. You saw that. This is my Liberty apple tree, which is decidedly more productive than the Honeycrisp, but Honeycrisp is notorious for taking forever to mature, so I'm okay with that. The Liberty apples are really good too. We really like those. And that's a raspberry bush that I got from my friend Holly. She was sweet enough to give me a cutting from her raspberry bush. Those are yarrow. That's a sunflower.
Looks like it has some bug problems.
Yeah, everything does. We got really hard attacked by slugs. But I treated the garden for slugs with an organic thing called Sluggo.
Speaking of bugs, there's some yellow egg things on the trampoline.
Oh yeah?
Mm-hmm,
You should probably take those down. That's kind of gross.
Yeah.
What else do we have? There's a marigold there. We went and peppered the garden with flowers. I started cucumbers on this trellis,
This is a corn.
and a couple of them were okay, but now there's only one left. So I'm going to come back and put more cucumbers out. And I believe squash goes on this. I don't know. I have a map with everything.
This is a corn.
Yes, this will be corn, this whole back row. It's about 4 foot by, I don't remember, I want to say 10. I don't remember how long this is, but it'll be a big old patch of corn. And then in here, I have my potatoes. which this needs straw still, but you can see the potatoes coming up. Hey, little potato, how you doing? The baby potato. These are the most recent plantings. I've been planting them succession style. So if we follow this way, they're bigger. Aww.
It's okay, I can repaint it.
These potatoes I planted earlier in the season, and they're doing much better. You can see that they're a lot bigger.
This actually looks pretty.
Anyway, that's the gist of the front yard garden. It's still a work in progress. I still have to come back and straw mulch everywhere. And there's a whole greenhouse full of plants that need to come out. But I'm waiting for warmer weather. It needs to stay warmer at night for me to get everything out. So, there we go. This is the little kids patch. Annalise planting some flowers. She saved these seeds herself last year. We're not entirely positive what they are. I suspect that they may be alyssum. They might be alyssum. But we don't know what color they are, and I'm not entirely positive that's what they are.
It can either be pink or blue.
Yeah, so it'll be exciting to see when they bloom what they are. Yeah. And the fact that she saved them all by herself.
Oh look, my strawberries are blooming.
These strawberries are blooming sooner than the ones we have in the backyard.
Okay.
No fruit yet, but we do have flowers. And I forget what that's called.
I can actually see the teeny tiny strawberries.
Yeah. And this is celery from last year that Annalise put there. It's gotten really big.
So has this flower.
I'll let her decide if she wants to keep it or feed it to the chickens.
I'm gonna keep it.
I don't know what celery flowers look like when they bolt. It'll be interesting. Anyway, I have all of these flowers that I need to plant. Some zinnias, some calendulas, yarrow, and marigolds, and a Peter.
Annie?
And you. Do you want to grow out in the garden like a flower?
I want to grow my own. Hey,
oh, yeah?
There are mushrooms in my garden.
Uh-huh, that means good soil.
1, 2, 3 mushrooms.
Yep.
Really good. That is good. Oh, look! I think I have a bean plant from last year.
Oh. Have you decided what you want to plant on this trellis yet?
So I already have my cucumber. I'm also going to do some green beans and peas.
Okay, that's a lot for one trellis, but we can try, okay?
Cucumber, green beans, and peas.
Okay. We'll get those planted soon. Say goodbye to the camera for now.
Bye-bye.
Oh, I almost forgot to show my flower garden. So this is just flowers, although some of these flowers are edible. When we first moved here, the previous owners planted a couple of rose bushes, and that's about it. And it was kind of fun waiting to see what color they would be, because we moved in the fall and there was no flowers, so I was like, what color roses are they? Turns out they're yellow, which is pretty, but it's not my favorite. But we've planted other things, like I planted that. It's like a ground cover. I don't know what it is. This bleeding heart, I think it's called. I always forget if it's weeping heart or bleeding heart. I think it's bleeding heart, but either way, it's really pretty, and it grows really well in the shade over here. I planted a bunch of different things. There's some Echinacea, which I'm hoping will come back every year. I've got some poppies in there, calendula, a row of sunflowers on the back. I don't know if those will do okay out back here in the shade. We'll see. I do have some huckleberries, which have flowered for me, but I have not gotten any berries yet. I think it might be too shady for them. I don't know. I was trying to find a berry that would do good in the shade. I don't know. We'll see. I might dig them up and move them. Either way, this is my front flower garden. I just finished mulching it and planting it out. I'm hoping everything grows up big and beautiful, and we have a nice, pretty welcome to our front door.